good morning, everyone. We are back. The show is called TBR, a double SF show, which simply means TBR Solution Sports Forum. It is myself, the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe. I'm joined by Pete, the Man City man. Pete, how are you doing?
Oh, good man.
Greet the viewers. Greet the viewers. Let's get going.
Yes. Sorry, morning viewers. Welcome to the show.
Pete, I know that we are playing today. And then we'll talk about that. There are a number of things that we need to talk about today. I see that Mamelodi Sundowns is trimming the squad. That's one thing that I saw, and then I see Pirates has got a big squad. So I want you to tell us about what do you think there's an impact on the number of players being part of the squad. What do you think of that? All right. And then there's a big one here, Nabi Kaizer Chiefs. Apparently there's a deadlock. There are rumors. We are following those rumors. Our source here will be Sokalatuma. We have done a very two-page coverage on this clash. Let's put it clash, or allegedly a clash. What causes? Apparently they've reached
an impasse.
An impasse.
You call it an impasse.
That's a good query. Good. An impasse. Because they're not going to work together. The relationship, according to what we get, has broken down. In all fronts, in terms of management, in terms of Nabi as in and his technical staff, Nabi and the players. So it's just a mess. Okay. So hence I'm saying in all fronts. So yeah, so people will understand. But I need to analyze, I need to put it a qualification or a disclaimer. These are the allegations. So Duma using sources. So we are not saying are the facts. Then it will go back to what I normally talk about, Pete. I don't know whether it's correct or not. The team should give us updates.
Yeah.
Even if they don't give us the details, give us updates so that we stop speculations. Because if you look at the allegation brought forward by Sokaladum, are very serious. Okay? Yeah. So I want us to talk about that. What's okay? Do you think
he's not going to come back? I think that's for sure. So as far as the future for Chiefs and their coaching staff, I don't think Nabi's part of it. Even if it hasn't come to an ultimate conclusion. The relationship is, as we said earlier, is broken. So sometimes it's better just to part the way.
Yeah.
Divorce is divorce.
Yeah. Why do you want to continue? Remember, you spend most of your time in your workplace. All right. Now let's find out what are the issues, allegedly, according to Latum, that have brought this impasse at a team. Well, some of them, I think we did allude to them that they will bring a problem. One of the issues is around the technical staff. Remember his assistant, the one that he appointed, or the one he brought in, left, not long after they've arrived, left because allegedly the wife was sick, blah, blah, and so on. He had to go back. And then another assistant coach was brought in, Cedric Kaze, whom it is alleged that they never get along with Nabi in Tanzania. Now, the next question is, who brought him? I don't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure. I don't see personally that a person would bring somebody in you know, that you didn't have a good working relationship. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Huh? It doesn't make sense. So who indeed did, brought him in? I don't see it being the coach. I don't see it. I just don't see it. So why would you, if that's the case, why would you bring in somebody that is like oil and water with your coach and your the assistant coach? It's not going to have the right result, is it? Yeah, it's a strange one, that one.
It's really strange because Soccer Datuma is not explicit, it's not clear that Chiefs brought him or Nabi brought him. And like you say,
it's a possibility. It's a possibility that they have sort of like mended their ways from their working relationship in Tanzania. I mean, that could have been, I don't know how long ago that was. I mean, friends do break up from time to time, arguments. Even on a professional front, you know, you will have an argument, even though you respect, you know, your senior maybe, for example, but you are keen on a particular point yourself and a way of doing things. So maybe they patched things up, and maybe Nabi did bring him in. We don't know.
And remember, there are also a school of thought that says if you want to succeed, you need to bring people who disagree with you, so that you don't have people who tells you what you want to hear. So maybe it's him who brought him. Maybe Sokala Duma should have explored further.
We don't know.
To say who brought him, why now they parted ways.
But it is true what you say there. You know, you're not bringing people in specifically to disagree with you, whether it be the workplace or any other environment like that. But there's an environment created where it's not one person's opinion. It's an opinion where if you disagree, then you can air your view, as it were. And that should be, and can be listened to. And who knows, maybe in this particular instance, well, the boss is never always right, eh?
But we're human beings. They're human beings.
Yeah, but I don't know whether Alex Ferguson would ever agree to that, but because I don't think he was the type of coach that would, you know, is his way or the highway, you know. So there's different coaching or managerial styles that exist within the workplace, and in this case, the coaching environment. So we don't know. I mean, maybe they've patched up and they see each other, or they have a professional relationship in such a way that they agree to disagree sometimes. Yeah, we don't know. We don't.
Yeah, we'll watch the space and see what's happening. And you know, and explore further. And I hope Laduma could do us a favor and explore further. But we can also explore further and search. But you know, there are a lot of media people. They can look into that one. We are not such a media house. We are just a podcast and then giving what we see, so that people have a different news from different angle. That was one. The other disagreements apparently they had, but that one we spoke about it. It's on transfer market. They have a different perspective. Remember we spoke about it that well, we also spoke about Pirates, where Dr. Ivan Koz was just explicit to say, hey, I buy players. Yours is to coach. And I said, I don't know whether it will work, but it seems it's working for Pirates. Then apparently Nabi was also questioning in terms of the transfer market of the players, the scouting policy, and the capability of the people who are scouting players. So those are some of the issues that they differed on. For instance, Nabi didn't want Castello, and then he made it clear that he doesn't want Castello there. Apparently, according to this report, Kaizer Chiefs renewed Castillo's contract without consulting him. And then he was adamant, he was stubborn, he continued without playing him. So apparently Chiefs let him go, Castillo. So those are some of the issues that were bringing disagreements. Apparently Kaizer Chiefs also brought in Flavio da Silva without the approval of the coach. And then, so those already, they were born to create friction. What's your take about that, if it really is true?
You know, you can always bring this situation back to the workplace. Huh? And there's a thing called responsibility and accountability. So if you're the coach and your results aren't going the way that they're supposed to go, trust me, you will be held accountable. But then if you're not responsible in all the decisions that you make, you know, is that accountability and responsibility must align. And if there's a difference there, you know, that's where the problems come in. So look, either way, I mean, you can look at it a couple of ways. You can look at Chiefs' latest results since the turn of the season, and you know they've done pretty good. I mean, in third place now, they're games behind Sekhukhune, and you know they could quite easily challenge that position at this stage, as with Pirates. So if you're looking at it from a results perspective, it's working for the moment. It seems to be working, although there is this, as we call it, an impasse between the coach and the club now. But so far so good. They've held it together. But generally speaking, where there's this misalignment between your responsibility and that what you're held accountable for, it brings, especially for that particular person, if you're going to hold me accountable for something that I'm not responsible for, I'm not going to feel comfortable in what I do. It's just going to make me want to, you know, go look somewhere else where I can, well, I can see that my accountability, my responsibility, I'm in full control of my destiny, as it were. You know, so it's an interesting thing. It's you know, it's what we call overreach. Is it overreach? You know, from what should be the coach's mandate. But I mean, at the end of the day, you say in a way, like you mentioned it happens at Pirates, and you know they seem to somehow manage it. So is it? Have you got a coach? Do you need a coach at a club like that is more, how can I say, accepting of the fact that happens, or do you bring a coach in that really likes to control his own destiny and put him in a situation like that? It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one because, like you said, they're all businesses. And they want to, you know, be successful in business as well as. In fact, it goes hand in hand. Successful in business and successful in, you know, results. They go hand in hand. Any business.
There are always results. Another principle. Yeah. Always results.
But so far, so good for Chiefs. Even though there is this controversy, impasse, whatever you want to call it, they're doing pretty good. And I'm sure the Amakosi fans will be very happy with that at the moment. You know, with the weather. Albeit they had a little passive draw now in their last result. They got a big game coming up today in the CAF.
Apparently, also there was a disagreement on Faisal Salum, a Dar es Salaam player who was keen to join Kaizer Chiefs, but Kaizer Chiefs showed reluctance to bring him. And then
that was a Nabi favorite, was it?
Yeah, that was Nabi's preference and recommendation to Kaizer Chiefs, and the player was willing to join. Instead, did I mention that they brought in Da Silva, Flavio, whom Nabi was not happy with? They brought Flavio. Nabi never had a say. So they didn't get, according to this report, they didn't get his approval as far as that is concerned. Now, those are some of the things that were creating friction. Another big one was the issue around the license. Very interesting. Remember, we heard that his license, blah, blah, there was a story about that. According to the report, he was asked. They said he treated it lightly. Yeah, where is interesting. They said when Chiefs handed him over the suspension, he produced the license. And they questioned, how quick? When did you do the refresher course? Do you understand? But this is now the spanner in the work. When they ask the Belgian FA, who are the authority of the license, they confirm the validity of the license. Then
what they didn't confirm, what they didn't confirm though, was the date of the renewal.
No.
I think that's
no. They said
it's valid.
Yeah. All you're saying was it confirmed on the day of the renewal, and no, I didn't see that. I didn't
no,
see.
If the date of the renewal was made, was part of that feedback, if you like, from the Belgian authority, then it might have offered some more clarity.
He produced the license
a
day after he was handed over a suspension letter. That's what I want to talk about.
But now you see that, isn't that already an indication that things were not right there between the two guys, between Chiefs and Nabi? I mean, because it's like, well, we don't know the full facts, but it's like, it was almost a reason to hand him a suspension letter. That's what it seems like. But we don't know. So it's difficult to actually put facts on that. But, yeah, we know he was suspended. That we know. And he produced a license. So, yeah.
Very interesting. They said when they were handed him the suspension letter, but the underlying questions that arises, I don't see where they talk about there was a DC. And in my understanding, we are in the country that is constitutional. All the constitution of either organization, they follow the constitution of the country. I had expected that there was a disciplinary hearing, and a team of, as I was busy saying, I don't know whether we did capture that one. we've organized Zoom, we've organized a new package, but it seems as if it's giving us a problem to understand how to navigate around it. So if there are problems, viewers out there and listeners, please bear with us. And then we are just trying to see, because Peter was saying, so that I start where I finished. And they said he was handed over a suspension letter. When that was done, then it is then when he produced the license. But now there was doubts that when did you get the license without refresher? When did you go for the refresher course? Let me qualify it. So what was worrying for me, there's no way where it talks about disciplinary hearing, all right, or preliminary, whatever you call it, or investigation. Do you understand? Because we are abide by the constitution of the country. There must be an investigation so that they are seen to be doing justice to the person. So we don't get that. So maybe Latuma can give us an issue there. What happened? Was any investigation conducted? Except we hear that they were doubting when did he go for the refresher course. But according to the facts, his license expired in 2023, and then FIFA or CAF issued a circular saying in December 2024 that any coach without a CAF license won't sit on the bench. All right. So now, having produced that, there were misgivings from both sides. If you analyze it from a distance, the trust was broken.
Yeah.
Because there is where they say Kaizer Chiefs management were not happy when they could not qualify for top 8. All right. Yeah, I don't know. What's your comment on those issues? So that we move to other stories.
We say that the facts, but the only official statement that came out was the one that said that he was suspended. That was the only one that I saw. I think there's nothing official really come out of Kaizer Chiefs since then. So whether it's facts or not, we're not really sure, are we? But either way, I think, look, you can read between the lines and you can see that there was a relationship breakup there. And according to the Tunisian media, he said he's left the club. So he's definitely not coming back. That's for sure. So what happened and how it happened, and that we can speculate from now till doomsday unless somebody really puts forward an official statement. It's a sad story, I think, in some respects. It is a sad story because was he the right man for the job? You remember we talked about whether he would survive. I think Chiefs finished 8th last. Although he did bring the trophy, I mean, let's give him credit for where it's due there. But yeah, somewhere along the line, the relationship broke down, and it's almost like where, how, when, because we don't really know. We don't know. What was that turning point? It could be the transfer stuff. It could be the fact that his wife had that accident, was not feeling well. It could be this, but the fact is we don't really know. We don't really know. But yeah, it's in a way sad. But let's see. Like I said, the Chiefs are doing well in the league so far, so let's hope they keep it up.
Now, they say failure to qualify for top 8. What trophy did he win? Isn't that he won the top 8?
The Nedbank Cup.
Or the Nedbank Cup. Yeah, so the failure to qualify for top 8 was one of the bone of contention. But he won the Nedbank Cup. So he's got a title. All right. Now, so those are some of the things that we need to get answers going forward. The last one is this one. They said they can't agree on the remuneration for this separation. He wants to be paid for the remainder of the 6 months. And then Chiefs seems not to be willing to budge on that one. So that's a report from Soccer Laduma. So, yeah, like you're saying, even if, let's say, they agree, they're not going to work together. You see?
No, it's finished.
Now, let's hear you, viewers out there, what's your take? What do you think? Last week we were doing that. What should Kaizer Chiefs do? Because that was one of my questions. Are they going to continue with the assistant coach that were brought by Nabi? Or are they going to bring a new broom to clean up? So that's another question. Now, Pete, just analyze the numbers. What impact do they have on the team? I said I see Mamelodi Sundowns trimming the squad. People are going at Mamelodi Sundowns, but they've just brought others. All right, they've brought others. So the squad, just tell me, what did you do in terms around the issue of the squad, looking at the 4 top teams in the PSL?
Well, if you look at squad size and that versus their current position within the league, Sekhukhune are 40+ squad members, and they're in first position. Pirates have 40+, and they're in 5th position. And Chiefs have 50+. So they've got a relatively speaking, the largest squad of the top 4. that we're discussing today, and they're in third position. And we have Sundowns, who currently, according to what I can see on the internet, they've got 38 and are currently positioned second. And you tell me now that Sundowns are busy trimming that down there. So what does it actually tell us?
But
it depends on.
It's not that they're trimming, because they've brought, I think this week I've seen they've signed 2 or 3 players, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe, but they've offloaded many. They've just brought 3. So I don't know what. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that element. So is it trimming what?
Squad size, very interesting subject there, because you know, we saw it last year with Man City. They lost Rodri, for example. So you got key players, and then they go through a season, and they maybe get injured. I mean, in Rodri's case, he was out for the rest of the season. So you've already lost one of your squad players there, and that could be a key squad player. So squad size, it depends on your involvement in competitions, because more competitions, more games. Your involvement in that competition. I mean, we said now we've got a Carling Trophy coming up, and I think the games are next weekend there. That's another competition there. So, you've got in South Africa, you got 4 or 5, competitions, and your potential involvement in CAF. And as we talked a couple of shows ago, we could talk about the Club World Cup. So I think squad size is quite critical, but it also gets to that point where, when does it become unmanageable? Because if you look at Chiefs now, they got 50 plus. How do you keep 50 plus players happy, if you get what I mean? Because they all want to play football, and they all want to play football at the highest level. So it's difficult, I think.
Having said that point, very important. How do you keep the players happy? They say Nabi lost the dressing room, because some players were questioning. Ngozi Ndipile was playing well during the off season or pre-season, and then Nabi came in, he benched him. McCarthy was injured, and then he went straight from the injury straight to the starting 11 and replacing Gwiniga. There's this young man who was talk of the town at the beginning of last season. I'll get the name now. They were also questioning that now, why is he being benched now? So you have spoke about Rodri, and maybe the quality also is important, not necessarily the size, because why I bring that one, if you look at Inter Miami, when Messi is injured, then it's not about the size, it's about the quality. Then there's a problem. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What do you want to say there?
Well, it depends. If you look at the numbers, what is the club's intent? Is the club's intent? I mean, do they, for example, have a fantastic youth policy, and a lot of those players are youth policy, and they're bringing them on? You were saying about Sekukunle United and that job that's being done there. They're bringing players through, and I think there's a number of teams that do that. So that squad size could be involved in be the youth factor that club, or the youth policy, actually, rather say, of that club to develop players.
Yeah, there were questions about Thabo Cele. Why is he not playing all of a sudden? But that's a topic for another day. Pete, Man City, they're playing today.
Yes, well, let's go to the Arsenal game last weekend there. I'm not sure if any of the viewers watched that game.
That's fine.
It's an interesting game, that one. Basically, the old saying is it's a game of 2 halves. I thought Man City dominated possession, etc., and the affairs basically in the first half. But in the second half, no other team other than Arsenal that I've seen in the recent past kept their possession of Man City's down to 30%. That's saying something. And at the end of the day, the question would be to the viewers there, in my opinion, I think they played a very high defensive line, which was probably not the right reasons. I question whether Haaland, should have been taken off, but he apparently had an injury, a back injury problem. He's apparently fit for today's game now, so it couldn't have been too serious there. But my word, what a game that was in the second half. I've got to give credit to the Arsenal team there. They definitely deserved at least a point there, I would say. But it was a very interesting tactical game. That's what I would have said. And yeah, great game. But today's game, they're at home now to Burnley. Burnley's a club that is, in the area of Manchester. They're about 30 kilometers, I think, northwest of Manchester, if my geography serves me from many years ago. And so it's a local rivalry. And this would now bring back Kyle Walker to the Etihad Stadium, who left Man City last season to Barcelona on loan, and then he's got a full-time position now within Burnley's team now. They've had some interesting results.
Hold on. Kyle Walker to Barcelona? No, am I right? No,
I think he was on loan. I think he was on loan to Barcelona. Did I say
Kyle Walker?
Kyle Walker. He had a loan spell.
He has never joined Barcelona, if my memory serves me well.
I thought Kyle Walker. Spell yes. No, well, we can look into that.
Yeah.
Actually, but he definitely he had a loan spell with
to another team, not Barcelona.
Probably not.
Yeah, well, this is what I was saying. But let's look at it. I think it was not Barcelona. It wasn't Barcelona. Yeah.
And anyway, he came and he secured a position now. So he's coming back to the Etihad since he left Man City now in this game. The game's being played, if I'm not mistaken, at 4:00. We got the early game, that's Man United. I can't remember who they're playing now, but they're away. Interesting. Keep an eye on Man United again, because they're very difficult to predict these days. They have some really, they beat Chelsea the last time out. It'd be an interesting Premier League this year. That's what I'm seeing. Liverpool is storming ahead. A lot of people are saying, but Liverpool scoring in the last couple of minutes are just lucky and all that stuff. But champions make it happen, right?
But having said what you said, Pete, do you really think, are you surprised to see fireworks between Man City and Arsenal, considering that you have Pep Guardiola and Arteta, who are friends?
Yep.
And Arteta said at some point, I'm grateful to Guardiola. He taught me a lot of things.
Yeah.
Who are Spaniards, both of them. So, hence I'm saying, do you get surprised? I don't think so. I expected that. And remember, prior to the game, we said there was those allegations that Pep had said, if they win the league, it would be a question of, probably it was...
yeah, we discussed that last time.
Yeah, we discussed that. Remember? Yeah. So I want to hear your opinion there. Were you surprised?
No, not at all. No, I think Arsenal are a very good side. Very good side. And I can actually, what I see in Arsenal at the moment is what I saw in Man City, I'd say about a season and a half ago. And that was that attacking flair. Man City
mm.
these days don't seem to. I think they're rejuvenating it a little bit this season, but
Mm.
I don't see that attacking player that Arsenal has.
Yeah, there I agree with you.
Yeah,
I fully agree with you. I don't see that flair myself too, and then I'm a little bit worried because I used to follow Arsenal quite vigorously because I like this tic-tac football. Hence, I love Barcelona. And then yeah. So, but I fully agree with you. We don't see that flair anymore.
I do apologize to you and the viewers. It was a Serie A club. It was did I read
Was it
now? I
not
think it was
Newcastle or somewhere in Italy?
AC Milan.
Yeah, he
Carlo
was in
Rota
he was in
left Man
Italy.
City
Yeah,
on a 6-month loan to join AC Milan. And
yeah.
then obviously, as we've seen subsequently, since he joined Burnley full time now. So yeah,
What's your take about that letting Carl Walker go? Was it the question of money or what?
no, I think yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of players that have left Man City and players, people say, hey, you know what? Why did they let Cole Palmer go? But I
Mm,
see Cole Palmer now at the moment, he's struggling. Eh? He's struggling with a recurring groin injury.
mm,
So I'm not sure if they see things in players,
mm,
and even Aguero when he left, and then he developed the heart problem, if you remember. Yeah, what a
mm.
fantastic player.
Yeah.
Um, um, Riyad Mahrez. There's many,
Mm.
and you think, why do they let these players go? But maybe they know something we don't.
Yeah, there are underlying
Yeah,
factors that we don't know, eh?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Cal Walker's not his youngest, but he's obviously still got the speed. So it'll be an
Mm,
interesting interaction, I think, today. I
mm,
think as with when Napoli came and De Bruyne came back, I think
mm,
he'll receive a good reception as well. Carl Walker will receive a
mm,
good reception from the Man City fans. But
mm,
let's watch the game at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
mm,
Um,
mm. I'm
and
wishing I'm, I'm wishing you good
let's
luck.
hope yes, and
Mm,
let's hope that Pirates and Chiefs do well in the cap.
Yeah, this afternoon,
Yeah.
both games are playing at 3 o'clock. Let's
Mm.
follow that one. We're just looking at a contentious subject, but we
Mm.
wish Pirates and Chiefs to win. You know, we are always patriots. We wish them to win the next game. Pete, let me just go back and remind people that we are a financial company. We sell books, financial books. Okay, I shared something that is wrong. We sell books that is financial books um, that teaches about finance. This is the first book that I wrote, Secrets for Becoming Rich. This is the second edition. There is a first edition. And then you can choose which one do you want. No matter where you are, you'll get it. We'll make sure that you get it. And then you buy it directly from us. There's another one. It's called How I Turned 500 Rand into a Million Rand Business. And anyone can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I follow the rich guys and listen what's happening in their lives, because those tips they help you, to think that if I can do the way they do it, and not necessarily produce the same results, but at least it will lead me to something else. All right. And then here's another one by a friend of mine, Entrepreneur Awakening with a Drive, Nom Summers Bugo, hailing from Emalahleni. As I indicated, she runs a number of business. One of them is Visit Vagasha, which is a guest houses with a number of rooms. If you want to go there, when I'm in that part of the world, I sleep there. And then the other one is this one: how to get out of bad debts, use other people's money and resources to get rich. Very important. Debt is money. Debt is new money. It changed in 1971 when President Nixon separated a dollar from gold. So the money game changed. So very, very important. So get the book and teach yourself. If one person can do it, why not? another person he can also do it. Dr. Darlene Small worked for Reserve Bank for 33 years, an economist by profession as an advisor to the governors of the Reserve Bank. The last person that she advised was the former Reserve Bank Governor, Mr. Tito Mboweni, who's late. May his soul rest in peace. The book is called How to Win the World Game, The Art of Money. So if you want to learn, it would be nice to grab a copy for yourself. And it's also nice to learn from somebody who has an experience with a Reserve Bank, and then so that understand how does she view money, I've had a lot of engagement with her. That is why I know that the book is good. Yeah. Pete.
Yes, sir.
Now we go to the Messi special as our closing event or activity today. Did you see Messi last week?
No, I did not.
This guy, he's something else. Now let's start here. He has renewed a contract for 4 years. And this was shocking to me. I said,
yeah, me too.
38, 4 years going to play until 42. But what I like, he always say, I'll listen to my body. I'll listen to my body. One. Another very important milestone that I want to mention. I don't know whether you saw it. They've replaced Adidas with Messi brand. Did you see that?
No.
That has been done with the juniors. Go and look at the logo of the Messi brand. This has never happened in the history of football. Even during the time of Pele, but listen to this. But I think they're together with Adidas there. All right? Because they've just introduced them into the juniors. If I analyze this from a business perspective, if I'm correct with my suspicion that Adidas have formed that relationship, and it would be perfect for Messi to form partnership with Adidas. They have infrastructure, they have the knowledge, the know-how. To roll it out. They are starting another, we call it clothing line sometimes. Remember, it will start with the boots, it will go to clothing, it will go to.
Yeah.
You understand?
It's another. But who's the target? Who's the target market? The youth, eh?
Yeah.
You read between the lines there.
Yeah, he's big with the youth. Remember, the youth are the future. He's big with the youth. Do you want to say something about that? I was very much interested. I said, gee, now people will understand why we are saying we are doing sports, but we also bring the business side of it.
Yeah, sure.
Because this one cement Messi's legacy. It's not going to go poor. That brand is big. I don't know. What's your comment?
Surprised, but not surprised. If you get what I mean. Yeah, I didn't know that, and there's a surprise from that perspective. But yeah, the guy's smart. The guy's smart. He's talented and he's smart. But he's also got advisors. Yeah.
Like you normally say, you once said this, which is I found it very interesting. You once said, you know what, David Beckham has married a very smart woman. Am I correct? At some point, you once said that.
Yeah, I did.
And then I agree. I fully agree with you because if you look at that, to say, I didn't know that the wife of David Beckham, is the one who's behind these innovations. And remember, Messi's wife too. He is what do you call? He's into fashion. So I don't rule out the influence of the wife.
Probably. Most wives dress their husband. Most wives dress their husbands.
Yeah. Well, my wife tells me all the time, say, take this, take that one. Our wives are the ones who tell us what to wear.
The engine room, yeah.
Yeah, the engine room. The engine room. Yeah, so this is very interesting.
He's gonna make millions.
Yeah, no. This is a legacy. I don't know whether you know Pele when he was in America. For Pepsi to be Pepsi what it is, they team up with him.
Yeah.
And then I think they're following that trend.
Yeah, the Cola Wars.
Pardon?
The Cola Wars between Pepsi and Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
it's a very interesting business story, that actually.
Yeah, no, those are some of the things that we need to look at and learn from, because it's important to learn as we go on. He was playing extremely well. I watched the game. I don't know what to say now with this guy. For me, I don't know. This guy is so great. And then the ratings, ne? You know what was the ratings? 10 out of 10.
Wow.
And it rarely happens, 10 out of 10. It rarely happens. This is, what is it? 10 out of 10. Can you see this? That was the ratings. And not only that, I just want to show you that game itself. How did he play? I don't know whether I can see that.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, he once again scored pivotal goals, which are very important. Remember, if they win the next 3 games, they'll win the MLS.
They will.
Yeah, if they win 3 games, then they're left with 5 games. They'll win the MLS. All right. And then Suarez was brought up in that game. Then Messi gave him a penalty. Messi could have scored a hat-trick. But we know that is his trademark, always trying to assist the players who are struggling. And then they've already secured a playoff spot on the Eastern Confederation Cup, which is a big one. And then they're still chasing the Super Supporters Shield, all right? And then 5 points behind with 2 games in terms of the league, all right? So now this is it. And then I don't know whether you've seen these days he scores 2, all right? Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's a Messi special. You know, when you talk Messi, you have to dedicate an entire show on him. But you can't only. Football is all over. We have a lot of people. We have your Man City. We just use Messi because we are lucky to see him during our lifetime. So when he retires, we don't want people to say, I know we say we celebrated him while he was still alive. And then we dedicated the show. You know, you can imagine if there was somebody who dedicated the show on Pele while he was still alive, or still playing, or Maradona, and so on. It's a big thing. So, well, apart from me being a fan, but I think this is wants to achieve that goal. Pete, so that's it. I just hear your last words, and then. But thanks for coming. I really appreciate, because look, it's difficult, especially when we're struggling to put things together. The system was a bit of a problem. Thank you so much. Bid the viewers farewell.
No problem. Yes, viewers, let us know your feelings, your opinions on the sort of subjects that we discuss, or even subjects you would like us to discuss. I think that might also be a good one. Yeah. But have a great weekend.
You know, I say we always compare. We were talking about Kaizer Chiefs, the overreach. We have the Mazanga Commission is looking at the overreach.
Absolutely.
So there's always relationship into things. It's not that, hey, this overreach thing, it's like it's going to be a big thing in years to come. Thank you so much, Pete.
Always been that way.
Pardon?
Yep. I say it's always been that way.
Yeah.
Segregation of duties, like this.
Yeah. I know you at Vodacom at some point. there was those issues at some point that you dealt with.
Every business.
Yeah, it's every business overreaching.
You have to.
Yeah. It happens with me here with my team. And then I would give them some responses. Others they feel, no, you didn't. It's like now you have overruled me. Maybe I feel that they're slow, you know. Yeah. Pete, thank you so much. People continue to subscribe and like and comment. Remember, you need to help us to grow. We are talking about the system here.
And improve.
To you to make us. We haven't done a club where you can donate. I still have to learn how do they do it. Then you can donate if you want. Because what I like is donation. It's not that you pay. You donate if you like, you know. Pete, thank you so much. Much appreciated. And then have a very good Saturday. And good luck to Man City. Let them win.
Well, we have to. Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm sure you are already in the year 2025. And then you're asking yourself, what are you going to do? Some of you have been working for many years, and then now you're contemplating of either resigning or going on retirement. And it looks scary. You're not sure what are you going to do, how are you going to survive, you're worried about your pension, and so on and so on. Especially if you're a GPF member at the age of 55 and above, and you are in those situations, you are thinking, what's going to happen? Remember, the most important thing, you need to think about how can you save the little that you have, in terms of how do you avoid penalties? Because when you retire earlier than 60, you'll be penalized. How can you avoid that? Not to be penalized, not even a cent. You also want to make sure that you maximize in terms of the taxation. But get me right, tax applies to everyone. But you want to make sure that you are taxed as little as you can. And you want to do all those things. You need somebody who's skilled, somebody who's trained to deal with finance, because tax avoidance is allowed. Because when you avoid tax, you use the tax law. Now, if you want to do that, to make sure that you save as much as you can, don't hesitate. Contact us, TBR Solution, or the bigger financial services, an authorized financial service provider. And then just say, please, I want you to assist me. I want to go out. So come and share knowledge with me. Now, no obligation. You don't have to make any obligation. Just listen to the facts. After listening to the facts, make a decision. Can listen to us, can listen to others, then so that you're exposed to various information, so that when you make a decision, it's an informed decision. Now, my name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from TBR Solution. Here I'm representing the bigger financial services and authorized financial service provider. If you want to know how to get hold of us, just look at the WhatsApp number, drop us your contact via WhatsApp. We'll therefore come back to you. I thank you.